Went ahead and slipped me some con time. Deion Sanders. That's right, I said it. Con time. Deion Sanders sunshades on. So hopefully I can see through the bullshit that is con time Deion Sanders. I know that's why he wears those shades at the press conferences, so people cannot see the bullshit coming forth from his beady little eyes. And seems like there's been a little imploding going on this past week in Colorado. This shady shit left and right keeps coming out. I hate to be the one that said I told you so and pat myself on the back, but I told you so. Let's talk about it. Well, look at what we have here. If it ain't the Deion Sanders groupies losing their bowels and wetting their diapers quite profusely once again. But before we get to all that, here they come once again, riding on in. It's the Outlaw Posse, now in effect. And today's four horsemen shout-outs go to Mad Dog Mike, J.D. Wilmoth, Killback First, and Rail are mounted up and saddled and ready to go, and they're going to help us with today's college football invasion. If you want to get your badge and get deputized and get a random four horseman shout out like they just did, all you got to do is hit that join button next to the subscribe button. It ain't but $2.99 a month. That's just 75 cents a week, and that's just a half a bottle of water for the outlaw in these Bidenomics. Now, getting right to it here, I'm going to bring a little something up for y'all. It's a little article. The title of the article nowhere near touches on the whole iceberg of this situation, the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, right? That's the old saying. And here it is. Colorado football coach's son reportedly fought the backup quarterback over a gambling debt. Now, I'm not going to read through all this, just to say that Caleb Mathis is the son of college football, Colorado football defensive back coach Robert Mathis. Reportedly beat up backup quarterback Colton Allen in the Buffs locker room over an unpaid gambling debt that Mathis had owed Allen per bombshell expose from Athlon Sports' Steve Corder. Athlon Sports is not a run-of-the-mill organization, so for people to get in here and start not defining clickbait correctly, this is not clickbait. While bullying was also a common theme, there was another alleged incident involving a gambling debt between backup quarterback Colton Allen and wide receiver Caleb Mathis. Corder prefaced this before saying days after the Seton and Washington melee, where they got the two offensive linemen to fight each other in some kind of initiation, which would is a nice way of saying hazing to me. To pay Allen over a gambling debt in excess of $10,000. Now, I'd be pissed off, too, if somebody owed me $10,000. But the thing is, should there be gambling going on within the locker room with these players? I mean, does it not set you up for something like this and some massive failures within the team and angst amongst the teammates? It says, no fighting is good in the locker room. Even in a competitive environment, Coach Prime is trying to foster in the hallowed halls of Folsom Field. But a quarterback and wide receiver fighting over a debt is far worse look than two offensive linemen fighting in an initiation-like scrap, as Jordan Seton and Savion Washington did. Gambling is reported rampant in the Colorado locker room. I mean, it just keeps going on and on. Cormani McLean, who everybody thought was just being a crybaby, and we're now finding out there's a bunch of shit going on out there, a lot of bullying and whatnot. It's also being reported that Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur, was also physical with another player, that being Cormani McLean, basically slapping him around physically in the locker room, or maybe not in the locker room, but somewhere at the Colorado facilities. It says here, Coach Prime isn't responsible for what his players do out of sight, but he is responsible for cleaning up his locker room if these anecdotes are true. There has yet to be a second source that has confirmed this, but details in Athlon Sports have been discussed in media circles. It should be noted that players who shared these stories are no longer with the program. That doesn't mean their accounts aren't true, but there are certainly motives for throwing the bus under the bus. That's them trying to take the steam off this. This is Glory, Colorado, by the way. So this is going to be a little angled and maybe biased towards defending Colorado, of course, and you couldn't expect any less. I mean, they are a Colorado website, right? But my point is, even the Colorado website is not really shedding a good light. They're saying, what they're supposed to say, which is these are alleged accusations, which is an overused word these days for people that don't want to come out and basically take a certain side. You want to ride the damn fence, so you use the word alleged. Please quit saying alleged so much and just have a damn opinion without worrying about being scared that someone's going to grill your ass or unsubscribe to your channel, like other podcasters out there that I'm not going to name. But, I mean, what else do you have to know about this dude to know that he absolutely condones violence? People are saying, well, we don't know what they don't know what they're doing when they're out of sight, blah, 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 blah. You can't tell me that con time Deion Sanders doesn't know what his son Shedeur is doing in the locker room. If he's physically slapping somebody around or putting his hands on anybody in any way, then I absolutely believe that con time condones it. Just like the whole Twitter situation where him and his son ganged up on a football player that had left Colorado. It's just not a good look. And everybody was, oh, you need to give Deion a chance. He was successful at Jackson State, so why couldn't he be successful at another level? Well, that's an entirely different animal. The HBCU level is like, to me, the minority version of the Ivy League in that they don't really play big-time competition. And what Deion was doing was getting players that are maybe 4 stars, maybe even 5 stars, 1 or 2 to come to his program, which gave him a significant advantage over all those HBCU schools who probably get no higher than a 2-star athlete to their schools because all the other 3 stars and up go to major college program. Well, fast forward to now, and Deion's at Colorado, and he's not getting any of those 4 or 5 stars anymore. He might have got him 1 or 2. The Cormani McLean guy left. But for the most part, getting 1 or 2 4 or 5 star athletes is not going to put you over the top and have you have a significant advantage competitively like it did on the HBCU level, because everybody in Division I is getting their fair share of 3 and 4 star athletes and sometimes even a few 5 stars. And Deion is he's just, what he's doing is just not conducive to a successful environment in any team locker room at this high of a level. Now, if he gets to go back to HBCU level, he could probably con his way through and lure some more players there with false promises like he did before and have a significant advantage and probably succeed at a much less competitive level. So you guys and gals, tell me what you think about this. Do you think con time Deion Sanders, his con is up, the gig is up for Deion Sanders finally at Colorado? I think it is. I think it's just a matter of time. If he goes 3-9 this year, which is what I think he'll do, at best I think he repeats 4-8. Some people think he can get to 5 wins. Even at that point, I mean, 2 seasons at 4 and 5 wins, is that exactly what you expected from Deion after he ballyhooed so much horse manure that came out of his mouth coming in? It's just not a good look, man, for college sports or any sport for him to be doing this. Now, if he was in the NFL, he might be able to get away with some of this stuff. But the gambling within the locker room, that's a big red flag. That's something that down the road that could present some huge problems. Maybe even some fixing of games going on. Look, you guys and gals tell me. But that's all I got to say about that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. There's a little heart down here with a money dollar sign in the middle. If you want to make a one-time donation to the program and help the outlaw keep the lights on, smash that heart, throw a few dollars in the coffers. And you can also join the Outlaw Posse, as I said before. It's not $2.99 a month. That's just 75 cents a week. That's just a half a bottle of water for the outlaw. You'll get your badge. You'll get deputized. And you'll get a random Four Horsemen shout out, as well as possibly be the comment of the day. With that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.